Hey everybody, welcome to the GMG review. Today we're taking a look at Forbidden Psalm: The Last War, a World War I inspired sort of adventure warband game from KRD Productions, the maker of the original Forbidden Psalm. One of my favorite little skirmishy war games. You play on a 2x2 table. So for those fans of movies like Death Watch or below, these sort of like war-driven kind of ghost story movies with maybe a hint of like the mythos eldritch in it, this game is for you. It's another great indie game, and you can also find it digitally through Drive-Thru RPG if you want to check it out. So I have the Kickstarter edition here, which came with the incredible hardcover. So this is the special edition that's done for the crowdfund. Obviously, you can see it's just a bound copy of the original. So there's no internal differences, right? But you have the lovely hardcover by Exalted Funeral, which is really, really nice. And the softcover, I'm going to not break the spine on this one. I know you guys hate when I do that, so I'm going to keep this one all nice for my bookshelf because Kev is awesome and sends me the nice one too. And I'll review this one. This is my play copy that I bend the spine on and break and make you guys mad about. I also got a copy of this, which I thought was really cool. They did like a print version of the Night Bastion for 2 pence. Number 13 million, weather foggy with a high chance of rain, temperatures in the low 10s. Trench coats and trench. It's additional rules in the format of a newspaper. I thought this was so cool. I mean, if you're gonna do like a weird and wacky kind of bespoke indie game like this, why not do stuff like this? And he's used some stock photography, some like historical photography, some art and stuff as well. Adds millions of people believe in signs. Do you? Are you superstitious? Do you believe in signs? Signs have been many and yet some mighty mysterious, yet none have ever surpassed for intrigue, wild adventure, romance, thrills, nerve-wracking exploits. The Fatal Sign, the photoplay serial supreme that brings you the maximum of 15 weeks continuous entertainment and a breathless story of famous gang of crooks, far too clever for the average police. And then we got additional, so new trench coats to wear, new trench cats to have, new horrors of war spotted, the Merry Lude, which I have a miniature for already. NPCs, it's just an additional news. And then scenario wassailing for the holidays. Something strange come to no man's land. A creature not seen before in the war-torn land. It's been collecting resources. They're just waiting for someone to take. Madmen, soldiers, medics, service dogs, ghosts. Endless trenches. The muddy, death-filled trenches span for miles of what feels like all directions, even setting out for the same spot each time. It's impossible to follow the same path more than once. So it's a little expansion scenario set, Quest of the Red Heart, for you to play through with your Forbidden Psalm stuff. So I love this. This is a very cool way of doing expansion, and obviously you can fold it up and keep it nice. So let's jump in and actually check out the book. Now, if you haven't seen a Forbidden Psalm review before, the core mechanics of this game is pick 5 guys, build a squad, and then go survive. So the Great War, World War, war to end all wars. The only true name it has is the Last War. For now, there remains not enough people to fight another one. The war ended not without a bang, but with a cough and a splutter. The disease that took hold spread far and wide. Few survived and fewer. The fever and the filth, with so few humans left. Those that dwelled in the night took up arms of man to fight over what remained. These scattered beings hunt the trenches for the Last War, for scraps, salvage, and weapons. Beasts, humans, and all in between now hunt these deserted battlefields. Soldiers who have not realized the war's ended. Demons of myth and nightmare, and the few remaining citizens pick at what's left behind. As if in response to the suffering man unleashed upon man, a great fog has taken the land. What dwells in the swirling mist chills even the most hardened of veterans. What comes after the last war? Only decay, death, and destitution. So a post-apocalyptic world war, right, sets the scene. You're in almost like a limbo kind of state, fighting through these endless trenches. So Forbidden Psalm is a 28mm agnostic game, or miniatures agnostic game. You can use any miniatures you like. It's a 2x2 table. Measuring can be done, and you can pre-measure. Dice rolls have a success DR, and you have to beat the number usually. So DR 12 means on a D20 you're going to roll higher than a 12. And it uses the full gamut usually of polyhedral dice from D&D. Some terms: FP term, the Last War term. A gold is a resource. A warband's a crew. A manuscript, a scroll is a manuscript, a spellcaster is a witch, and omens an order, monsters are hostiles, treasures, loot, and relics are artifacts. If you want to convert any stuff from Forbidden Psalm into Last War, those same terminologies will go back and forth. Costs and resources in Last War. To convert them from Morkborg and supplements, 1 resource is 10 silver rounding up. Manuscripts are just like the scrolls in Forbidden Psalm. Armor, to convert armor from Morkborg, take the average result of the armor dice and round down. For example, light armor has D2 damage reduction in Morkborg, and Forbidden Psalm this translates to 1. And bring a warband over from Forbidden Psalm, so you could bring over from the fantasy game. Warbands from previous campaigns can be brought over. The world of Morkborg is filled with strange magic. Did your warband step into the swirling portal at the end of the footsteps of the Mad Wizard? Or did they simply get lost in the fog and wander into a new war-ravaged realm? See if some rules for converting stuff are over too. All right, so creating a crew of scavengers. These are your scavengers in the last war. So first, select 5 models, a lot like in Forbidden Psalm. Assign each model a name, select a specific trooper, roll stats, roll flaw for each model, roll feat for each model, spend your starting 50 resources on equipment. Oh, I forgot to get dice. Let's grab dice and make some rolls. One of my absolute favorite things that my mom has found recently is this old Skippy container full of all of my polyhedral dice. So yeah, I'm ready to rock a D100 roll. And the tradition for all of Kev's games is I make my warband on camera and then I have to convert or stick with it. So, I mean, why not do it again? This is how we ended up with a Godless the Meat failure as my dwarf in the last one of these in Regicide. So let's do it. So 5-man crew, select 5 models, assign a name. So I'm going to randomly generate all my names. So the first one, 3098. So 30 is Gaston. So Gaston, I like it already. And then 98 is the Salient. That's going to be my leader. Then we have 8877, Florence the Machine. Florence 77, Florence Barker. Oh my God, I love it. We got a Barker in there. Is there an Ash? Is my name somehow in here? Tell me my name is in it. If there's an Ashley in here, I'm going to lose my mind. If he stuck my name in here. He did! 5677, I could have rolled myself. Ah, Kev, you sly dog. I love it. Florence Barker. All right, so then the third one's going to be 75, which is Noble. Oh, I love that Kev did that. And then 64, the Bearded. Noble the Bearded. How about the Bearded Noble? Then the last two, we've got 96. So 96 is the potato. That's the potato masher. Cavell. So Cavell, and then 6. Cavell K7. Well, it sounds like a robot name or like an experiment. Cavell K7. 73 is going to be Jert. McGirt is the last one. 73, 72. Jert Looper. I love it. So we've got Gaston the Salient leading Florence Barker, some lost relation of mine. The Bearded Noble, because I'm just gonna reverse those because it sounds even better. The Bearded Noble. Cavall K7, and then Jert Looper is the final trooper. It's so nice that we didn't name him twice. Then we select, so we assign a name, we select a special trooper. So you get a special trooper in your crew. Each crew can select one special trooper at creation at a cost of 5 resources and pay no cost for any starting equipment they may have. If the special trooper ever dies, the crew can recruit a new one for free. Special troopers do not give up their starting equipment to other crew members unless they die. They can, however, be assigned new equipment. After selecting a special trooper, assign stats and rolls for flaws and feats as normal. This counts towards the warband's 5 troops. So one of these guys is going to be special. I feel like either the Bearded Noble or Cavell K7 should be. You can have a Witch for 2 random manuscripts and use these to cast spells. A Sniper with a sniper rifle. Anti-tank gunner with an anti-tank rifle. A Scout with a flare gun and 2 ammo and 2 agility. A Gunner with a buzzsaw and 10 ammo and 1 strength. A Trench Trooper with prototype armor. A Trench Club and +2 toughness. Flame Trooper starts with a flamethrower with a fuel tank and ignores the burn condition. A Civilian can pick 1 extra feat and reroll 1 flaw. And they can select it multiple times for a cost of 5 resources each. Interesting. Loup-Garou. During nighttime missions, this model gains +1 agility, strength, and presence. If this model is down, it auto-passes its death saves and never gains injuries. That's a cool one. A Hunter gains the feat Vampires Don't Exist. Starts with a Dayfield body shield, Whiskey, a rifle, and 5 ammo. An Arcane Scholar can select a manuscript and gains the feat Family Heirloom. That would be a good one for the Bearded Noble. Fog Tainted, manuscripts don't work in this model and gains a random mutation. And a Medic. As an action, can heal one model within 1 inch for D4 hit points. Starts with a bandage, lead and opium, and a bandolier. So 1 special trooper creation. I think we go with the Lugaru and do Cavell K7 as the Lugaru. So we're going to put Lugaru, I guess, just in brackets. And that's going to cost me 5 of my credits, but he'll get bonus injuries, or bonus to his stats. And he auto passes death saves and never gains injuries. That's cool. All right, so generate stats. You can take one of the 2 profiles, +3, +1, 0, -3, or +2, +2, -1, -2. So let's go. All right, it's agility, presence, strength, and toughness. Once again, they do what they say on the tin. So agility is going to impact your movement, which I should put right here. So I actually have a move stat written down. And it's your move is 5 plus your agility, so it could go negative or positive. Hit points is, I think, 5 plus your toughness stat, sorry, 8 plus your toughness stat. That's it, and all that stuff is revealed. And then agility and strength are usually melee attacks. You add your strength bonus, agility presence for your shooting attacks. So let's go with Gaston the Salient, and we're going to give him an agility. We'll make him a decent stat guy. I don't want to do it that way. Yeah, no, we'll do it this way. So we'll give him a +2 agility. And then +2 strength. And we'll make him presence -2 and toughness -1. I'll make him like a melee guy. So that's going to make his hit points, toughness -1, 7. And his movement will be +2, so his movement will be 7. So he's quick on his feet. Florence Barker, I think we'll give the big stat line to. So we're going to give her -1 agility. No, we'll give her -1 agility, -2 toughness, but then +2 presence and strength. And that makes her hit points 6 and her movement 4. The Bearded Noble, we'll do the big one on. So +3 presence. He's a shooter, not a fighter. 0 mod for toughness. We'll do -3 for his strength because he didn't work out. And then +1 for his agility. And that makes him 8 hit points. He's going to be movement 6. There's his core stats. Cavell, he's going to get +1 to his agility, strength, and toughness at night. Strength and presence right now, not his toughness. So then we want to use, I think, the big stat line. Because he can just die and never suffer injuries or pass death save. So we'll make him -3 toughness. We'll make him +1 strength. +3 strength. He's a Lugaru. And then +1 agility and +0 presence. And that's going to make his toughness only 5, but we don't have to worry about him dying. And his movement 6. And then Jert Looper, we'll make him dependable. So we'll give him the +2/+2. We'll give him +2 presence, +2 toughness, and then -1 agility and -2 strength. And that makes his hit points 10. He's going to be reliable, and his movement is going to be -1, so it'll be 4. All right, so we've assigned all of our stats, and now we're on to adding in or rolling our flaws and our feats. So flaws, 12 is going to be safety first. Must always wear a helmet. Comes with a free helmet. Sweet. So Gaston the Salient, his flaw is safety first. He's a sergeant that wears a helmet. And then his flaw for Florence Baker is also going to be 12, safety first. All right, cool. It's not a bad one to have. For the Bearded Noble, 2, hoplophobia, cannot use guns, reroll for special troopers. All right. Well, he's +3 presence, that's not great. Hoplophobia, and he can't use guns. No guns. Cavell K7, the werewolf, 8. Baldric always carries a turnip. -1 equipment drop. Okay. He's a Baldric. Must carry turnip. I'm into it. And then for Jert Looper, his flaw is a 10. Forgetful. At the end of the scenario, roll a d4. On a 1 or a 2, they just lose a piece of equipment. Oh, man. Half the time. Roll a d4. 1 to 2, lose random equipment. Is it random? Yeah, random piece of equipment. Fantastic. Good job, Jert Looper, you butterfingers. All right, so then feats. Let's start with Gaston the Salient. His feat is 5. Iron Lungs, immune to gas and smoke. Immune to gas and smoke. For Florence Barker, 16. That's going to be duck and cover. Can make an agility test to ignore damage from explosives. That's a nice one. The Bearded Noble, his feat is a 13, which is what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. If down in a scenario and not killed, gains +1 HP. So +1 HP if downed. Then we have Cavell K7, a 10, which is vampires don't exist. Never take a morale test from hostile attacks or abilities. That makes sense. He's a werewolf. No morale. And then Jert Looper, he forgets things, but he's light-footed, ignores muddy. All right, so we got all of our feats and flaws. And then we're off to the Quartermaster. All right, so for our first mission, even at the end of it all, capitalism rears its ugly head. The Quartermaster is just the latest in a line of people making a buck from desperate, needy, and hungry. The Quartermaster offers no name when asked. He's, what are you buying? What are you selling? Having found himself a nice stockpile of weapons from some forgotten, pointless battle, he set up shop and is the only reliable source of weapons, items, and armor. In between scenarios, weapons can be purchased for the listed price below. Weapons may be sold back to the Quartermaster at half price rounded down. Each crew member has a 5+ strength equipment slots. Weapons, items, and armor come into equipment slots, and weapons come fully loaded. So we have to equip our team now, and we get to equip them with 50 resources. So spend your starting 50 resources on equipment. We have 45 though, because we have spent a bunch of money. So what I like to do in games like this, because I can randomize them, I think I'm just going to randomize them. I think I want to randomize them. I'm going to see if I can roll once on each of these things, starting with like my important characters going down. So a D10 for items. So for Gaston, he comes with a helmet. I forgot. He comes with a helmet for free because of his stay. Safety first. Those are all melee weapons, throwables, one-way weapons, items, gas mask, greatcoat, ammo, anti-gas fan. I don't see armor. Here we go. So he comes with a helmet. It has no armor. Cannot be dazed by an attack. That's cool. So he has a helmet for free, and then I roll a D10. No, a D8 for armor. 1. Hard leather. Armor value 1, cost a resource. So he has armor value 1. So he has a helmet and hard leather. So far I've spent 1. Then he's going to have an item, which is a D10. A 7, which is whiskey. Sweet. And the whiskey is, after drinking auto pass morale test for the remainder of the scenario, it costs him 4. So +4, his helmet was free. And then his weapon is a D100. What's he armed with? 24. A sniper rifle. It costs 35. Oh my god. That's way too much. That spends the rest of my credits almost. So let's just give him a rifle. Yeah, I'll randomize the rest of it, not the rifle, or not the weapons, I guess. So rifle's gonna cost him 25. A shotgun's 20. He's not great. Buzzsaws are strength. His strength is pretty good. His presence pretty bad. So maybe I'll give him something that's based on strength. The Buzzsaw's 50 though. Oh my god. The anti-tank rifle is strength, but it's also 50. His presence is -2. I guess I'll give him a shotgun. Let's give him a shotgun. It's presence as well. And that's +20. That's half my resources gone. Florence, she's got duck and cover. Can I give her a pistol? What's a pistol gonna get me? A pistol is 15. D6 range jam presence. She's presence +2. We'll give her a pistol for 15. The Bearded Noble. I mean, we're almost out of creds at this point. We're at 40. We have 15 left. The Bearded Noble I could give a rusted rifle to. Oh, I give him a rusted rifle. Then it's only going to cost him, and it's strength. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot, actually, because that's based on strength. Let's give him a rusted rifle instead. So it only costs 3. And it's a melee weapon. I like that. I could make it a working rifle later, and it's a melee weapon. And it only costs 3. So then he can be plus strength. All right, so he's got a rusted rifle, whiskey, hard leather, and a helmet. She's got a pistol. And we'll give her a makeshift weapon and entrenching tool for 5. She's supposed to use strength, yep. Entrenching tool. She also comes with a free helmet. And then what's her armor going to be? It's a D8. 2. 2 is a Dayfield body shield. Cool, immune to morale. It costs 10. So 5, 10, 20, 35, 38. All right, on to the new Bearded Noble. We'll give him a rusted rifle as well. Because it gives him, oh no, he's strength -3. We'll just give him a rifle for 25, or 20. 25? Oh, that's gonna cap us out. We're at 30. No, actually, we can't even afford to give him that. We're gonna give him a pistol, I think. Pistol for 15, and that puts us at 15, 30, 45, 53. Oh, it's too much. No body shield. Oh my god. You start with so few resources. So pistol, entrenching tool, helmet, hard leather, whiskey, and rusted rifle. That means we could be at 5 if I just give him a rifle. So 5, 20, 25. That would put us at 50. I can't give him a rifle. It's too expensive. I guess just a pistol. For 40, yeah, 20, 35, 43. I got 2 left to give Jert Looper and Cabal K7 something. I can give him a makeshift weapon that he might lose. It's free. I could give him a dud grenade club, which might explode. I can give him something to throw that's free, maybe. No, makeshift weapons are free. A smoke grenade is not free. Trench club, a fist. I got 2. What can I buy for 2? A makeshift explosive for presence. I could just give him that. Makeshift explosive. And then we could throw something. And then we'll just give him a makeshift weapon to Cabal K7. And I'm at my 45. And my werewolf has a makeshift weapon. So there we go. So I've equipped everybody. And you can get all kinds of extra stuff too. Like you can get basically anything you can think of, kind of trench warfare style, flamethrowers, bayonets, knives. The layout's nice too, because you get all special rules for them in here. Armor, like the Kelly Gang armor thing here. The states and properties of your weapons are all listed. So things from like they can jam, make a called shot with a sniper rifle, daze people, reload number for reloading. And then manuscripts. I didn't take a witch, but we could get up to 20 different manuscripts. Things like silencing the dogs of war, target a weapon with jam, and on a success, the weapon jams. Zigzag. Target is treated as -3 to hit for all ranged attacks. Serpentine, Babu. Serpentine. Die already. Target a model that is already taking damage. Model must make a presence test. On a failure, they drop to 1 HP. And then basket case. Target must make a presence test. On a failure, they take D8 damage. On a fumble, their arms and legs fall off. Their agility drops to -10. They cannot use any weapons and equipment. They might as well be dead. If target passes this test, the caster takes D8 damage, or on a critical, caster's arms and legs also fall off. Basket case is my favorite. That's amazing. And so let's get into the actual, like, the name for my crew. That's the last thing I have to do. So what's the name of my crew going to be? It is D100. So 15. The Deafening 97. Deafening Cabbages. All right, sweet. The Deafening Cabbages. That reminds me of a Tool song. The cries of the carrots. For today is harvest day. But to them it is the apocalypse. So that is my crew. You can also find yourself service animals. In addition to the 5 members, crews can recruit a single service animal by paying the associated costs, except for the rules listed below. Service animals act as crew in every other way. They cannot use manuscripts, search for loot, or carry equipment or weapons. So I did not save enough resources to get any of these. It's like 15 to 10 for a trench cat, a pack mule, a gas slug, or a service dog, but I will try and hire one later on. Rules of engagement: set up, pick a scenario, set up the table, determine the condition, deploy the scenario, determine who goes first, and then each game round, determine the initiative for that round, take it in turns to activate a single model, activate monsters if any, and end the game round. 1s are always a fumble, 20 is always a critical. You pick a model and activate. So it's pretty much the same as Forbidden Psalm. I like the layout for this though. And then it's all D20s for rolling for initiative and stuff like that. Now the scenarios themselves for this one are going to be a story. And the story is about, so mission report as an example. The story is you're trying to get out of where you're at. There's a huge fog around you and you think if you can assemble a tank, you'll be able to escape the fog and get to somewhere safer. But you are being attacked by all of these hostiles, like a mud ghoul, a trench maggot, a gas bug, a trench rat, haunted tank. So a tank that with 60 hit points that attacks you. Volkalak, which is like some kind of weird rat man, it looks like, pack animals. Living gas cloud, sentient gas cloud. The Pathetic, it's some kind of like spawn, a thing from the fog. Almost some kind of like walker. This is the March of Death and shoots you with a heat ray. It's almost like a tripod from War of the Worlds. Strange alien beings made of metal walk out of the mist. As they call it, Ula, 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 Ula. Some blame these beings for the fog itself, but no one who has seen one has ever lived long enough to find out, because they're massive, terrifying tripods. Ghosts of No Man's Land, so like dead men. The Loyal. They call themselves loyal to the cause. Soldiers refuse to accept the war is over. They attack everyone and else on sight. You're either enemy or you're deserters. The Noxero, some kind of vampire. The Angel of Mort, so like what an actual biblical angel looks like, which is wings covered in eyes. The Hounds of Anwen, a barbed wire beast. That's some straight up Death Watch stuff right there, which I'm excited for. And then how to roll for random hostiles. So scenarios done, you played over a max of 6 rounds unless otherwise stated. At the end of the 6 rounds, the crew will get tired or will be dead or flee. Back to the bunker they're hiding in. Reading scenarios, the quartermaster, the man in the fort, Nurse Nightshade. Even in the darkest of days, someone will try and provide you with light. Nurse Nightshade will patch up your wounds. Getting in her good books might save your life. And then your goal. When the last war ended, humanity's final days were numbered. Universal truth remains. Some people have nothing while others hoard their wealth. If you want to eat more than rats, mud, or old boot leather, you might as well accept it and accept the tasks they have for you. So you can get jobs from the quartermaster, the man in the fort. Not much is known about the man in Fort X, but other than he arrived here a few weeks ago and quickly took over one of the heavily defended forts that once made up the western defenses. He refuses to show much more than an eye when you go to ask him for work. He pays well and he believes he knows a way out of this misery, but you'll have to need a tank to get through the fog. If you do as he asks, he'll give you a broken down tank from the courtyard. With some extra parts, it could be what you need to get out of this place. And then Nurse Nightshade will patch you up. Your goal, your crew struggles with each day to survive in the hostile landscape. The very air assaults your body day in, day out. There's whispers that the whole world will be lost, and maybe if you could just get through the damn fog, a better life can be found. How long you've been stuck in this mud-caked realm? It's impossible to tell with the sun barely seeping through the deep fog that suffocates the land. If the rumors are true, and more than hopeless dreams, it might be worth listening to Man in Fort X. Over 12 scenarios, your crew will collect parts for a tank and try to escape this accursed place and upgrade their bunker to make life more comfortable. So there's the fog and sort of like the trench network that you're living in and where everyone is. The loot table for random loot that you can find, the conditions, which is like the battlefield's darkness or muddiness. And then here's all our scenarios. So I'm not going to go too far through all of the campaign stuff because I don't want to spoil the story. But the campaign rules are fairly similar. If you die, you make death saves versus DR6 with your toughness. Roll for injuries, sell items to the quartermaster, gain and spend XP. And then find artifacts like the flare gun of illumination, the axe of Perrin, the white poppy, the assassin's pistol, and then your lasting injuries, and how do tanks work? And then some endless war, like random setup for a mission. Playing with mercenaries, like Robinson, definitely not 8 squirrels in a coat. Lawrence Talbot, the decoy. Abraham VH, Van Helsing. Secret weapons, so extra weapons you get like pike shotguns. Secret weapons of the war were created by and deployed on so these are like your extra super cool weapons you can find. And then I quick graph some standees if you don't want to play with minis for all the monsters. And the tank, fog templates, the angel, and then arts and credits at the end. You take a bunch of people who don't seem any different from me and you, but when you add them all together, you get this sort of huge raving maniac with national borders and an anthem. There you go. Forbidden Psalm, The Last War. More Forbidden Psalm in like a trench thing. So I want to do some like hashtag 28 style Blanchitsu minis for this. So I've rolled up my characters. I have to convert them up now. And you'll see that coming in the future along with Let's Play. Probably when I complete the Regicide campaign, I'll get to work on Last War. So big thanks for watching. We'll see you for more GMG reviews in the future. I'm Ash. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continuing to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Death Ray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.